Hi, Chuck Cassidy here. Now, this isn't one of those the USA is stupid and Europe is a paradise videos. And if you're here for something political... Before we start this video, I gotta go shave. Be right back. This is a brief history of my life abroad in 30 seconds or less. I first tried living abroad in 2009, did 1 year in Central America, and then went back to Illinois. At the end of 2012, I got a job here in Spain. Since then, I went back to the US, got divorced, then back to Spain, got married again, then to England, Scotland, Italy, and back to Spain with my new wife. If you're American, I would put you into one of three categories. Number one, you're happy with where you live, you have no desire to be anywhere else, you have your family, your friends, your job, and all your shit. Two, maybe you've toyed with the idea of moving to a new town or a new place, getting out, even if that means from Milwaukee to Miami, which can be like moving abroad for some people. But if you don't pull the trigger, you could still be relatively happy staying in your hometown, living out your years there, and you won't have the headache of moving all your shit. Or three, you're fed up and you need to get the fuck out of there. Sell everything, pack a bag, and change your life. And around the middle of 2014, I was in that third category, back in the USA, back from Spain, due to an impending divorce, working a stupid job in Chicago for a stupid boss in a stupid building downtown, and I was miserable. So I applied for a non-lucrative visa to return to Spain and take care of some unfinished business, if you know what I mean. Now, this was a colossal pain in the ass, but I got it, and at the end of that year, I effed off right after Christmas. In April of 2015, at this open jam session pictured here, I met my future wife. We were married only 8 months later in a beautiful ceremony in a gorgeous venue. Oh, you just have to see it. In the 10 years since we got married, this marriage has taken me on a European tour due to her job, and I work mostly online. Yes, I am. If you're an American, European life is not for everyone. Back in the USA, I had money, friends, and a bunch of shit. I moved from place to place, along with a beer gut that I no longer have. The USA has pretty much everything a human could need in this life, like all-you-can-eat Chinese buffets and Cracker Barrel. But that stuff comes at a cost. More on that later. As I see it, there are two types of Americans. There are Americans who own all their shit, and there are Americans whose shit owns them. Let me explain. If you work hard to buy more shit, and then you work harder and harder to pay off all that shit, Europe is probably not for you. Why? Well, there are many reasons. Number one, space. In urban areas, living spaces are just not as big as they typically are in the USA, meaning you can't have all the shit that you think you need to make yourself happy. And you might even have to rent garage space if you have a car, which can cost, depending on where you are, upwards of 100 and 150 euros a month. So having two cars, like many American families have, might be out of the question for you. Do you hate commuting to work and spending hours in your car 6 to 7 days a week? Well, then Europe actually might be for you. Where I live, most people walk about 15 minutes to work or less, and my walk to work is about 6 seconds. But in bigger cities, trains, trams, and buses are everywhere, and owning a car is often unnecessary. Is fast food a regular part of your diet? Well, then Europe is probably not for you. Now, sure, fast food is popping up all over the place, especially in big cities, but you're not going to find a fast food establishment on every corner like some towns in the US. On the other hand, if nutrition is important to you, then this is probably the best place for you. Even in the UK, where they tend to be a little bigger than the rest of Europe, the food is still of better, healthier quality, in my opinion. And my opinion is because like everybody else, you know. Are you one of those people that has to have your products? Like, are you brand loyal? You one of those? If you want to live in Europe, you'll have to learn to let go of some of those brands and try new soaps, face creams, hemorrhoid ointments. Sure, we have Ford and Coca-Cola all over Europe, but bringing an entire suitcase dedicated to your hoo-ha to Europe, like my ex-wife did, is totally unnecessary. You see, she didn't understand that European women also have vaginas and a monthly cycle, and they practice feminine hygiene in a discreet and civilized manner. The question you might have is, do I have to learn another language to enjoy Europe properly? Well, the short answer to that is sí. But that will depend on which country you go to. Now, one thing I can tell you is that your 2 years of mandatory Spanish and French in high school are about enough to get you into a bar fight, but they're not going to help you have intellectually stimulating conversations about why American football is more exciting than soccer, or why Walmart is an American institution where the best-dressed nobles and intellectuals congregate to buy Cheese Whiz in bulk. So has living abroad changed me? The quick answer is no, not really. I mean, apart from speaking 2 foreign languages pretty well now. Cago en la puta. Porco Dio. And seeing a lot of cool places, I wouldn't say I'm much different. One thing is for sure, I'm not any dumber than I was before. One thing for sure is there's a very big difference in vacationing to a foreign country than living and working there. The Italians have a saying, viaggiare descanta, ma chi parte mona, torna mona, which basically means traveling is delightful, but he who leaves a dumbass returns a dumbass. Living abroad supposes many of the same aggravations that you have in daily American life, working for a stupid boss, in my case me, finding parking in a busy area, and like I said, it's not for everybody. If anything, I drink more wine and I complain less about the supermarket running out of my favorite brand muffin. So to answer the question posed in the title of this video, did I escape the USA? I'm often asked if I left the country for political reasons. Now, as far as I know, no country is offering Americans political asylum, so that's a no. And I'm not the type of person who leaves a cocktail party because people aren't complimenting my haircut or responding to my needs. No, I escaped a life that was just no longer fulfilling and a place where I could not live life on my own terms. This was not the fault of the government or society. I was just born into something that I didn't choose. Born into something that you didn't choose. Forgotten language thrust upon you. And it took me about 40 years to see it and get away from it. And that's my story. So thanks for watching up until now, and I hope you found this enlightening. Now, this is a channel that's mostly about music, mostly my music. Like Europe and the USA, the songs are not for everybody. So the production is also a bit raw because I can't be asked. And then I like to make fun of music YouTubers who are much more successful than me. So subscribe to check out my original songs, which contain my frank, blunt, and often crass observations about the world around us, and about my own journey through my midlife crisis. Some people buy the Corvette, I left the country.